I'm Emma Mercer, based in the UK, working within the Atlas Copco Group Learning team. We are a massively decentralised organisation. Found Skillground really valuable in terms of informational videos that are really succinct, really easy to watch, really fun in style, to cover elements, everything from our learning culture. One topic we were particularly pleased with was a short video on growth mindset, and that's really important for the Atlas Copco Group. But we've covered everything from DE and I topics through some of our more introductory topics, such as our onboarding videos and an introduction to the Atlas Copco Group. They've been really successful, both internally and externally. So when it comes to learning content, we ask everyone to give us their feedback. We ask them to give some stars or a rating on what they've found productive and useful for them. And so particularly some of the Skillground content, as a style, we keep it quite short and succinct. Beyond ratings and rankings, there's word of mouth, of course, and that can share a message like wildfire, even better than systems and stars, and that for us is really important. We find that it's super impressive if we get content which people are pulling rather than we're needing to push to them. I'm sure there are many more than 30 languages spoken within Atlas Copco Group, and even beyond languages, people come from different backgrounds, they've got different cultural understandings and expectations. They play different roles in the business, and they're all individuals, they're all people. So yes, language is important, and being able to adapt to different languages is important. Being able to swap in and out the imagery or the cultural references that last year we had a massive rebranding exercise to do, a large rebranding exercise to do, and it was our first choice to come back to Skillground and say, what can you do, how can you support us? And that opportunity was to work really closely on completely overhauling the content that we had already produced, updating and adding to the content that was branded in our own colours, that told the cultural story of Atlas Copco Group, that described our values, described what was important to us, and the message that we wanted to share both with our employees and beyond the walls of Atlas Copco Group. And then using the knowledge, the experience of the Skillground team to be able to not just rebrand but repackage, bring to life, make more sexy much of the content that we already had in a really short period of time. Consistency has to be high up there on the list for sure. We know that we can both in terms of relationship and also in terms of what we result in. That's really high on the list. Professionalism also. We know that we can expect a particular quality outcome no matter what way we work with Skillground as a tool or the people behind it. Speed, absolutely high up there on the list as well. I'm not really ranking these things, but they're all important. But speed and clarity of communication as well. So whether it's diving straight into the tool and knowing exactly what it's going to do for us, knowing how we can use it, or finding out how we can use it in a really simple, intuitive way, or whether it's working with the Skillground team to scope something that's a little bit custom, a little bit special. That aspect as well is very professional, very quick, very clear, and we've been really pleased with the end result. If any other organisation of a similar size in a decentralised or centralised way we're looking for a tool and a partner to dive into in this way, I think they'd be silly not to explore Skillground. It's relatively inexpensive, it's really hands-on, it's easy and intuitive to use, and we know that there's the professional support behind it for anything beyond what an individual can work out on their own and discover and create on their own.